ghost hunter spooks and demons.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Thriving in Chaos. Looks like y'all just can't get enough of us, can you? With me,
Absolutely
as
not.
always, my lovely co-host Stella Renee.
Hi. How you doing?
Hi.
I beat you to it this time.
How you gonna steal my material, ma'am? I mean, in all
You're
fairness, I kind of stole it from Tyler Perry, so it's okay.
Fair
I'm
enough,
just
fair
taking
enough.
it back. How you
Fair enough.
doing? Actually, no, I'm lying. I stole it from Norbit Rasputia.
Oh,
How
yeah.
you doing?
That's funny. Ridiculous all the time.
Yeah, we're just full of ridiculousness. We just need the whole ridiculousness crew on here next, you know? We're just slowly
All four
making
of
our
us
way
back
around.
again?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if the world can handle that one.
That was the
Well,
most fun episode. Anyways,
yeah, here comes the boring business part of our podcast, you know, our lovely sponsors. So we have partnered with Cardinal Massage Therapy. So if you guys are in the Charleston, West Virginia area, be sure to look her up. I'll leave the links for her in our description. If you use our links, you get discounts on her monthly subscriptions. And depending on which one you pick, you can get 5 to 20% discounts. It's basically pay for 3, get 1 free.
Mhm.
Who doesn't love a free massage, right?
I know. That
I
sounds
know I
amazing.
do. So I personally go to her. So yeah, definitely if you're in the area, or if you're not in the area, fuck it, come see us anyway. We love out of staters.
Yeah,
Come
travel.
on,
Why not?
your money spends the same. I mean, we'll massage your neck, and then we
Yeah.
have our lovely Mythic Print Masters.
Oh, you got it right first time again. Oh, 2 in a row. Yeah, so Mythic
I
Print
know
Mas-
I'm on a roll, man.
Yeah, they make all kinds of 3D printed items. So they have animals, fidget toys. You think it, he could probably print it. He is family to me, so definitely give him a look. He's on TikTok, he's on Instagram. He has his own website, mythicprintmasters.com, so definitely check it out. Normally I have toys around me so that I can show them to you, but I recently cleaned and put them all away.
Really, really, you work in a sex shop and you want to talk about toys?
Yeah, well, they're different toys. He doesn't make
Wrong
those.
toys, ma'am.
Yeah. He doesn't make those. I was talking about, like, I have, like, 3D printed stuff all over my bedroom, because my kids leave them in my space all the time. Yep. So we have everything
Yeah.
from, like, fidget toys to capybaras, and I have a ferret somewhere floating around. But yeah, all kinds of great stuff. So mythicprintmasters.com, they do take commissions as well. Yep.
It's pretty impressive stuff, actually. I've seen
Yeah.
some of their work. It's great.
Oh, so wonderful. Actually, because I just sent you the thing online. It was they just did a show, like a festival, and their table, and then this beautiful little thing. His little Pokemon's out, and that was my favorite picture that he took. They're just so colorful and so great. There's such good work. He really loves
It
doing it.
is great. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it
Yeah,
shows.
you can tell. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It shows. You can tell
Yeah.
when people love what they do.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we love what we do.
We
and
do.
we have merch to show for it. And
We
now
do.
we are on the TikTok shop.
Yep.
And we've expanded to about 100 different products now from all walks of life. So basically, if you need it, it's probably on our site. So check that out too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And we have some stuff coming for that too. So the toothpaste I use every day is actually one of our items. It is one of my favorite things ever. So I have to keep talking about it.
And let's not forget the boom boom sticks that Rebel had to buy for the husband, because Lord knows the man is stuffed up on a daily basis.
I'm jealous that yours came and mine didn't, because mine are expected tomorrow. So I'm really upset about that, but it's fine. We ordered them on the same day and mine just took a little longer to get here.
Actually,
Whatever.
you probably ordered yours first. Just
That doesn't
like
make
me
it any better, clearly. I mean, I get it. I really get it. I get it. Because also same.
Anyway, now that the business is done, we can bring the party from the back. As you all know, we are the forever mullet. Hashtag it's gonna trend.
Is it though? Was it ever really cool?
I'm bringing it back. I'll make it cool, okay?
Okay, all right.
If Justin Timberlake can bring sexy back, I can bring mullets back. Thank you.
Okay, all right, whatever you say, man.
On that note, so our guest today is a horse of a different color from what we've been used to in the past, I don't know, 4 months, thanks to Anthony.
Yeah, I love this.
We are taking a break from the paranormal world and the independent horror scene, and we are bringing on a good friend of mine that has his own business, and he is in the true crime category. He is actually
I'm
the
excited.
owner and founder of Serial Killer Magazine. So please welcome to the stage Mr. James Gilks.
Hi
Hi,
guys,
James.
thanks for having
Hi,
me
man.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
It's just that always cracks me up. Yeah, I've been so
So
excited to
funny
talk to you
story.
just 'cause it's so different. Keep going.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Funny story. I used to write for James and his magazine, so now he is here to tell us all about that.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
And you actually expanded it to other products too, right? Because I know
Oh,
that the website changed and it's now Serial Killer Calendar.
it started out as Serial Killer Calendar. When we started it, we were our only product was Serial Killer Calendar. We actually
Oh,
our first artist was the vampire Paris, Nico Klaus. He like got out of jail in 2007 and for serial killery stuff, and he learned how to paint in jail. So like that was our
wow.
first artist. But
That's
yeah,
actually really cool.
but now we just do the magazine and the books and the serial killer trading cards.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. And you're
I didn't even know
actually
that was
our
a thing.
first magazine owner.
Yeah.
Well, you tried to get me on earlier, but I hate doing interviews. So
That's fair. To
I
be fair,
did.
it's not
This
really
is
an
really
interview, it's
more
just
of a
kind of a
conversation.
conversation. Yeah. Yeah.
but
And obviously we have ADHD and we're on the same wavelength, so we're just gonna go off and see what happens.
sounds
Always
good.
what we do. Yeah. Yeah.
So how did you get into the serial killer business with the
Oh,
calendar and the books?
there's got to be a better way to say it than how'd you get into the serial killers?
Yeah. Tell us about your first one.
Oh,
I mean, at least you're not the one that sells human sir.
Yeah, no, I was always interested in true crime, and I knew a bunch of talented artists that also were into it, and I figured turn my hobby into a way to make money. You guys can understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I actually got the newest issue of the magazine here,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
she's
Is
seen
that
it, but
Ted Bundy on the cover?
it is. But you can see it's actually like
I'm good.
a lot bigger and thicker than a usual magazine
That
usually
actually
is.
looks like a book, not a magazine.
Yeah.
That's actually beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. Like he puts so much quality into it. I actually have the two copies of the ones that I was published in too. I think I was issue like 19 and 20 or 20 and 21.
Those are good issues. They're all
They
good.
were.
How often do you
Oh,
do you
yeah, here
publish
they
them
are.
though?
We used to put like 4 out a year, but honestly, like I, it's there you go. Oh, one of them disappeared. uh,
Like,
honestly, like now, it takes so much effort to put these together that I usually only come out with one new issue a year now because
wow.
we're on issue 28 right now. So I mean,
I mean, I feel
I mean,
like that's probably more than enough, but like for you guys, like work wise, like I feel like because
yeah,
it's such good quality and it looks like it's probably full of really good stuff. I feel like
oh,
one
we,
year.
we got everything from articles to like letters from serial killers to trivia and just about everything. Everything
Have you?
except fiction.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Have you ever been to either of the Museum of Death locations?
No, but no, I know the people that run them, but no, I haven't got a chance to go over there.
Oh, okay. I went to the one in New
But
Orleans.
yeah,
What'd you say?
it's on my bucket list to go see them, but
Yeah.
no, I haven't been there in person yet.
I was in LA a couple years ago and we didn't end up going and I kind of regret it, but I did go to the one in Louisiana. And it's actually really cool. So when you said that it was kind of correlates in my head for obvious reasons.
No,
Um, But it'd be cool.
I
Like,
got to go to Louisiana too.
yeah,
Actually,
I was just-
I think in one of the issues, we have an article on the one in LA, but I can't remember
Yeah.
which one. I mean, each issue is like this thick, and
yeah,
even I can't keep track of what's in all of them.
yeah. I think I might have to go back and like backlog so I can like binge read them.
Right.
Oh, that's so cool. My daughter's actually started getting into serial killers too. She was literally just watching a documentary on Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
She's 12. But you know, it's about that
A
age you
girl
start
after
getting
my
interested
own
in true
heart.
crime. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about this last night. It's actually weird that when I started the company, like the demographic for people that were into serial killers was definitely like men in their early 20s that like horror movies and death metal, and like by far the biggest demographic is definitely you guys. Like,
Yep.
you guys are up to something. Why you guys watching so much drugs?
So there's a reason that what is it, that women's channel is so many serial killer
Oh
documentaries.
yeah.
Snapped.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I gotta turn this phone up.
Yeah, we got Snapped. We've got
Why Women Kill.
what is that one? Why Women Kill, and then there's the Scorned.
Mm-hmm.
Scorned is
Mhm.
yeah, that one.
Starting to
And
see- starting
then
to see
the one with all the love triangles. My husband asks me every time I get a new book, because like I have a whole wall full of like murder books at this point. He's like,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know
it's
I
a
love
little.
you, right? Do I need to start sleeping with one eye open? You seem to have a lot of plans in front of you.
Oh, it's definitely weird. Like when I started the company, I would tell people that women would be like, "Oh, that's weird." Now they're like, "Oh, who's your favorite serial killer?" I'm like, "All right, something changed in the last."
Right. What's funny because like it's my sister-in-law is also super into the true crime and serial killers and stuff like that. And it's like a lot of our conversations kind of turn towards that. And my brother, who's also kind of into it, is just more like, okay.
Well,
Okay.
another reason I started is all the puppy and rainbow calendars were taken. So
Fair enough.
on a niche that wasn't taken already.
That's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
like that is actually really unique because finding a good calendar is really hard. And it's such a weird thing. Like you buy them one time a year,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's such
No,
a weird thing that people are like, "Oh, I don't like any of these."
yeah, that's why it costs so much to print
Yeah.
and so much effort that like just for 1 year, we did sell them uh, right before we stopped making them. We sold a huge amount to Hot Topic, and
Oh, yeah.
like apparently some employees in like the Midwest complained, and like day 3 they're like, "Oh, we believe in the First Amendment. We're not going to take them up." And then like 2 days later they're like, "Well, we paid you, but we're going to throw them all in the trash." I'm like, "Oh, what?"
That is
And
bizarre.
yeah, and the magazine we sold a bunch of issue 7 to Borders and B. Dalton, and we're like, "Oh, there's another big break." And then all those companies went out of business. I'm like, "Ah, son of a bitch."
Oh my gosh.
Can't catch a break, can you, buddy?
Break is.
Oh my goodness.
I think my love of true crime comes from the fact that I am a product of true crime.
Oh, okay, well that's
Yeah.
screw
My
my
father-
answers. What does that mean?
It means my father was a murderer.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I'm not proud of that, but
Yeah,
you know, life handed you lemons, you might as well make lemonade with it and
right.
throw a shot of vodka in there while you're at it.
Yeah.
So, actually, you can still find articles in like the Baltimore Sun and Maryland Gazette on him.
Oh,
I
geez.
actually had a true crime author named Jason Neal contact me because he was interested in maybe doing a story on my dad for one of his books. So he reached out to me because why, I don't know, but he reached out to me and I'm like, I'd love to help you, but you're asking me about somebody I never knew, you know.
Right.
I was born in 88 and he was back in prison by the time I was like 2 or 3 and he died in prison. But
Okay,
so
that's
from what Jason told me he found, because like nobody ever told me about any of this in the family, really, aside from
right.
like 1 or 2 things that happened. But I call him my sperm donor because he was never my father. But my sperm donor basically the first time he went to prison, he killed multiple people in an armed robbery at a grocery store. So they sent him to prison. And then he escaped prison for like 2 years. And then when they sent him back to prison, they were stupid enough to let him out on like work release. So they let him back out of prison. And then he went to a bar in Brooklyn, Maryland, and got into like a bar fight with some lady.
Wow.
I don't even know what the fight was over, but he got into a fight with her, and he like followed her back to this house, and he went and knocked on the door, and the owner of the house wasn't the lady that he got in the bar fight with. She was visiting a friend there. So the owner of the house opened the door, and he unloaded his gun on her and killed her. And then had nerve to tell it. Then he had nerve to tell the police, of all people, that he killed the wrong bitch. Those were his famous last words. Like,
Oh my god.
So
yeah,
then he went back to prison, and that's where, that was his final resting place. He's buried in an unmarked field in Potter's Grave somewhere in Jessup, because nobody wanted to claim his body from the state when he died.
I mean, I feel like that makes sense.
Right. Well, that's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I mean,
feel like
he had,
that
like-
could be articles for the magazine, but
What is it?
I said I feel like that could have been one of the articles for the magazine, but
I mean,
yeah. Probably not.
I think you're muted, Rebel.
Nope. You're muted.
That's funny. That happens all the time. Like, it'll just randomly go out.
It's
There
my
we go.
computer, my headset.
Oh, did it again.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm replacing my computer, because it's like messing up with my headset. It just randomly decides, like, nope, we're just gonna mute you. We don't need to hear you
right now.
talk.
My
We know
internet,
you're a talk show host, but who needs to hear your talk?
right? My internet. I pay a ridiculous amount for this internet, and like I swear it's just 2 hamsters on a wheel. So if it kicks me off, it's not you. It's one of the hamsters fell asleep.
Mine's the same way. Like, it just sometimes wants to work in my space and sometimes doesn't.
Right.
Who do you have all the way up in Maine?
Oh, Spectrum. It's the only show in town, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame.
We
Yeah.
have something like that here, I think. Or I think maybe they became Optum or something. I don't know.
I appreciate
I've heard of
Spectrum was-
Spectrum, but I don't know.
They were
It's
Time
not
Warner
very
before
popular
that.
down here.
But,
Down here, it's pretty much Optum or Frontier.
well, at least you get more than one option. I don't think we have another option. I haven't really actually Googled it though, so it's a little.
Yeah. I get to the point.
Although,
I
aside-
use Verizon, and I get to the point where I use my hotspot sometimes, just because it's so awful.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of times that my husband will be like trying to play a game on his Xbox or something in the basement when we're recording, and it messes up my internet up here, and I start
Right.
freezing, or I'm like a rap song that's censored.
Oh, I can't wait to get those stills
So-
from that. Every time we get a
you
still, she
know-
makes a creepy
you know-
face.
No, every time they take a picture, it's a stupid face. I'm telling you, I'm
Great.
starting my own support group for Rebel Stupid Faces Club.
That's
Every
hilarious.
single time. I'm either, or
Well, you better. We're
Like,
friends on
it
Facebook. You
never-
better add me to that group.
Yeah, right.
I think at this point, I'm just going to have my own support group. And I'm
should.
going to start making t-shirts of the stupid faces.
Oh, another one I gotta make. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, yeah. And
Oh,
by
I
me
just got a
making it,
cool
I
idea.
mean, Stella's going to do it.
Yeah, yeah. That's when it comes to making t-shirts. That's my job. Oh,
No. Yeah,
Where do
actually, I think I made this one during COVID. I went a little crazy and made a bunch of one of a kind Charlie Manson.
oh, that's awesome.
Those aren't for sale on the
In
site.
all
Don't bother.
fairness,
I'm the only one that gets my t-shirt.
That's fair enough. That's fair. You should sell them.
In
That'd
all
be cool.
fairness, like everybody lost their mind and went crazy during COVID.
Oh,
I think it's like
yeah.
a prerequisite.
At least I got a couple of good T-shirts out of it.
there you go. Yeah, everybody got a new hobby. I think
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I actually had to work through the entire pandemic,
So did
and
I.
I worked at McDonald's of all places.
Oh, that's
Oh, that
And
was
like
necessary.
I was one that should have quarantined because they were like, if you're type 2 diabetic, if you have this problem, that problem, you need to quarantine. I did not quarantine. Not once did I get COVID. But the second I stayed home, I got hit with COVID. I got hit with it. And I didn't even leave the house.
Right.
Actually, I'm lying.
It
It hit me because we decided. Yeah, Michael and I ended up getting COVID because we decided it was a good idea to go to the Weird Al concert, and we had VIP tickets, so we were like third row seats, and then we got to meet him, and there was like the entire show was sold out, so it was kind of like there was no way we weren't gonna get COVID. Like,
yeah, T-shirt that says Weird Al gave me COVID.
See,
I think he'd be cool with that.
I mean, I hope he would. It's Weird Al.
Right,
He's like a cool dude.
He seems like a cool guy.
He really does.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know.
Wait, did you
He
say you got to
wasn't-
meet Weird Al? Awesome. That just registered.
Yeah, we got to meet. Well, kind of. We kind of got to meet him. I mean, so basically, the whole show, we went in. It was in Roanoke, Virginia, and we sit down in the auditorium, and they had like the first, I guess, like the opening act, I guess you call it, was a comedian, and then after that, they played like this trivia game with the audience.
Well, that's cool.
And so after that, he came out and he did the concert. And let me tell you, parts of that concert, I didn't know a single song he sang at that concert because it was none of his of his famous songs. He didn't sing a single known song. And then at the end, it was like this giant mashup of like all these songs thrown together. And like he kind of went creepy demon at the end, where like we couldn't even understand what he was saying, but he was like screaming at us. And then after
doing death metal.
I know, seriously.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But then like at the part where you got to actually meet him, that first they have you take your picture before you get your autographs and stuff. And like he was on the side of the wall and we had to stand on the other side of the wall, and there was a wall in between us. So that kind of made it a little awkward trying to pose, you know. But once they sent the picture, when they sent us the picture, it didn't have the wall. Like they edited that part out. But
that's cool.
I guess, well, yeah, COVID was still pretty prevalent back then. It was like 2022. It was October 25th of 2022. And so after everybody got their pictures, then they started doing the autograph signings. And they're like, this is where you can talk to him. But like, he was not interested in talking to anybody. He just wanted to sign the shit and get out.
Like, just did
if you like,
yeah,
like there was a lot of people that were like, oh my God, I love you. And he didn't, I don't even think he said much of anything back to anybody other than, okay, name. We got to meet him, but we didn't really get to meet him. You know, he was get out, get on your way. It wasn't hang around and talk like you could at a convention.
Sure. Yeah. I get to party backstage with Guar one night and drink right with him.
Well, that's cool.
No Weird Al yet.
I was going to say,
but it's still cool.
You have some pretty interesting people up your way, especially who you live down the street from.
Yeah, so, Stephen King. Stephen King's right around the corner from me. I'm actually the reason that he
jealous.
You said you're the reason he doesn't go out?
No, that sounds fair. That'd be awesome.
I was like, what did you just say?
The reason he doesn't give out Halloween candy on Halloween, which doesn't sound that much better, but I was a kid when it happened. So,
well, that's different.
I was like 7 years old.
What did you do to him, James?
I was 7 years old. They opened the door to give candy, and I barely remember, but apparently I ran in and hid under his spiral staircase for like an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Could be a coincidence that's the last year I gave out candy, but you know.
I would go with that's probably a coincidence.
Right. Yeah.
That was halfway to being Annie Wilkes. I'm your number one fan, and I'm never letting go.
Oh shit! I'm not sure when he wrote that book, but it would be around that time. But,
That's funny. That's really cool, though.
no, Bangor's
Actually,
famous for that and not much else.
That's fair. That's fair.
Although everybody still pronounces it banger, and I'm like, you're in all these movies. You can tell them it's pronounced the right way. I went to Ireland for the first time last year, and I went to Bangor, Ireland, which our town's accidentally named after, and they got the same problem. People who call it banger, it's an O. Like,
Right.
come on.
It's or, not
Yeah, right.
That's so funny. I'm sure people do it on purpose.
Right.
That's because it's funny.
Are you anywhere near Lake Placid? We have to know.
Placid?
If Betty White's crocodiles are still there.
Is it? I'm pretty sure that. No, I don't think I am. I know it's blasphemy to be born in Maine and hate nature, but that's yay oxygen, but trees can go fuck themselves. That's where all the horror movies take place.
They're all outside.
I ain't going out there. All my friends and family are like, "You want to go camping?" I'm like, "No."
Like, no thanks. That sounds
Not
terrible.
Really? No.
You want to go churn your own butter? We live in the future, right? Now.
That's what grocery stores are for, guys.
Right.
Right.
But I was saving, like you said before the thing, don't say anything interesting before the interview. We're gonna use it up. I did want to tell a story because I know you do paranormal stuff, and I've got I have a little paranormal experience story. So I actually was you
were just a trifecta today.
I know, Sam was bringing out all kinds of surprises. Yeah, you were right.
You
I'll
got
be a
true
good guy.
crime, you got paranormal, and you got horror movies all in one.
Actually, that same weekend I partied with War. I got to that same weekend I partied with War. We were doing our running a table at a horror convention. I got to party with Bill Moseley and Tony Todd and Doug Bradley the night before. It was a good weekend.
That's awesome.
But
I'm jealous.
anyway, yeah. Well.
Okay, Stella, we need to go to Maine.
You got to see Weird Al, though. I mean,
that's fair. I met Tim Curry once, but it was for like.
Oh fuck! You win. Jeez. I never get to meet Tim Curry. All right.
It was a horror convention. Yeah, it was a horror convention.
Yeah.
I paid for it for what it's worth. There's no way he remembers me, so that helps. I'm sure Gore remembers hanging out with you.
Right. Anyway, I'm going to tell you my one.
Yes, please do.
Okay, so we're driving. We decided to drive to New York one night, and we're driving down I-95, and everybody in the back seat's passed out. So I only got one witness to this happening. But all of a sudden, I-95. So we're talking about Twilight Zone episodes too. So we're already a little freaked out. All of a sudden, I-95, there's like cones on the side and like lights and shit. And before we know it, like I-95 ends in like a cornfield, and like there was no way. We picked a direction. We drove like 2 miles to a Dunkin' Donuts. Turns out we were like 3 states to the right of where we possibly could have been. So we got math on our side. Something, it was like a time slip or something fucking happened.
That's insane.
I know, like at least once a year, I write to my boy Jesse, and I'm like, "Did you ever figure that out?" Like,
go ahead.
Like even if we were the worst drivers in the world,
Yeah.
There's no place where like the interstate just ends in a cornfield. And like mathematically, we looked at the map at Dunkin' Donuts. We're like, all right, fuck New York. We're just going back to Boston. But
yeah,
3 states to the right of like where we possibly could have been, even if we were going like 150 miles an hour. So that's my
crazy.
That's my I cannot explain it at all.
Yeah, because how would you get that far without even seeing any signs to tell you where you are?
Yeah.
And it's not like there's a thing that looks exactly like the interstate with like markers and stuff and like multiple lanes. We could see the other lane the whole time until cornfield. Like I have no idea how to explain that.
That's weird. You got picked up by aliens and dropped off at the wrong spot.
You're like people that go missing in 411. All the national parks.
I mean, it was still like about the right time that mathematically, but like just location wise, we couldn't have gotten that far.
Right. Right.
I think we accidentally went through a portal on 995. So look out, everybody. There might be portals on 995.
Well, I actually just heard about, and I don't remember where I heard it. So if it's one of our episodes, my bad. But I don't think it was about this family. It was like four siblings who were driving through like Georgia or something, and something similar happened. They took a detour, um,
Oh, I know
because
what you
somebody
mean.
had to go to the bathroom. Did you hear this story too?
I've heard
And
variations of a bunch of, because believe me, after that happened, I'm like looking up anybody with a similar experience. And, yeah,
yeah,
I don't know
well
if
they
it's this exact one, but there's a
well
lot.
they like they pull off and they drive and there's like no lights, no signs, nothing, and they end up at this like gas station to go to the bathroom. And they go in and they were like, they just go to the bathroom and they're all standing there like outside of the bathroom waiting for the sibling who's in the bathroom. And she comes out of the bathroom and like nobody says anything, but like the clerk is just looking at them. And then like they were like everything looks like old inside the
Yeah.
gas station, and so everybody does their business, and they get back in the car immediately and just leave, and they go in the direction where the highway should have been, and they drive and drive and drive, and nothing happens, and then they end up at the gas station a second time, and, like,
Oh,
the guy is looking at them from the window, and they're just, like, staring, and then they eventually, I guess, got back on the same time signature and ended up back on the highway,
oh, that's
um,
creepy.
but they said they'd try to do it again, like, to recreate it to see where the gas station was because nobody knew where they were, and they found it again, but it was, like, not that long after, but it had been boarded up since for, like, 30 years or something.
Oh, that's like
Um,
three different types of ghost stories and horror movie scenarios rolled into one.
yeah, but that made me think of it when you just said that,
Dunkin' Donuts
so
was a normal Dunkin' Donuts, so we didn't
yeah,
have like
the Dunkin' was fine, it was just not where you thought it was gonna be.
right.
So
Well, the
weird.
state, well, the I-95
My
ended in a different state, like
well,
so.
and you're talking I-95 that goes up and down the entire East Coast, right? I live in
Yeah,
Maryland.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's real hard to like.
You can't really get 3 states away unless you completely take a different road, so
Right, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
and
I
the
had
whole
to drive
the whole
95
I-95
all the way to
ended here.
Connecticut.
yeah.
Whole I-95 ended like with the lights and stuff on the side of the interstate, and then boom, turns into a corner. That was all within under 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
that's
I bet you did hit a portal. I
yeah,
know it's
right.
crazy because people don't believe that stuff, but, like, when you experience it, you can't really
You
question
experience
it.
it, yeah.
You're
No,
like, "That definitely happened, and I
Huh.
have no idea how that
and I
happened."
got at least one witness. I mean, like we
Right.
thought about looking up the girls in the back, but they've been drinking in Boston, so
Yeah,
we
and it's
missed
one
the
of those
whole
things
thing.
where it's like, you wanna be like, "Did I fall asleep at the wheel?" But you have another person with you to verify.
Oh
No,
yeah,
you were not, like, asleep or dissociated or anything.
oh yeah. No, it freaked us both out.
Sounds
That's
like
why
we
we're
need
like,
to go party with James, Stella.
yeah, a lot of shit happens,
Maybe not, we might end up in California.
right?
I want to see it happen. Wouldn't you want to know how?
No. I mean, I
Need to
wanna know
go,
how. It's very interesting
Okay.
when it happens to other people. I just don't want it happening
right?
to me.
I mean, you
It was
sound exactly like my husband. Rebel, we can't go troll hunting. Rebel, ghosts are a bad idea. Rebel,
I
let's
didn't say
not go
ghosts were a bad idea.
there.
I don't need to
Rebel, no
troll. I just
cabins by
don't
the
wanna end up
lake.
in a
You
portal and
watch
no way
too
to
many
get home.
murder movies.
So if there was like a paranormal thing that you would want to happen to you, like what would you pick? Like,
Oh,
I mean, I
I
think
mean
most of it has already happened to me.
I feel like I would just stick with seeing ghosts and stuff, so that would be fine.
oh
But, like, I don't wanna end up in another place where I don't know how to get back because, like, I would be so scared I'd never see, like, my family again, so, like, that would be terrifying for me.
see, at the
But
time we were too freaked
Nah, I
out to
got
like think
you.
about all these ramifications. We're like, ah, fuck it, we'll go back to Boston.
yeah, exactly.
That's look, listen. That's why we'll have James hold a string at his house and we'll just drive with it so we can find our way back.
Live around the street from Stephen King. Don't like, you shouldn't pick me as the person with that at the end of that rope.
We'll just
James
tie
would
it
be
to
like,
Stephen King's staircase, it'll be fine.
Oh right, well, hey, maybe that was the start of
and
it.
James
Maybe,
can hide
Oh,
underneath to make sure they
maybe I
don't
exited in a
tamper with
different
it.
dimension than I started with when I went under that. I
maybe.
explained this weird life.
I mean, instead of thriving in chaos, we can start thriving in portals. Why not? It's cool.
Yeah, it's fine. Would have been different time frames.
If you do get if
No
you ever
big
get somebody
deal.
else on, you ever get somebody else on here that has a similar story, you write to me on Facebook and connect me because I wanna,
Actually, Al,
I was gonna say you should
we
probably talk to
we
Al.
interviewed him yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah.
he came on our show last night actually, and was telling us about a very similar story he had.
Yeah, he
with
wasn't the
pretty
sibling
similar
story.
results.
Was it I-95? Because if we get enough people to find out exactly where the portal is.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think
Well,
his was
he's-
I-95 though, but
Yeah, he's
close
from
though.
Ohio.
Yeah, so he's not far.
Different interstate, then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it definitely
I'm not
doesn't go
sure
up and
which
down
one he
I-5.
said,
Right.
but yeah, he had a
You-
similar story.
Makes me wonder how many people go through one of those little portals and don't make it back to their
Oh
original
my god,
dimension.
that's terrifying.
Yeah, I gave myself chills just thinking about it.
Could you imagine the guy in
How
the
is
gas
that
station
scarier
next to you,
than the
though?
serial killer company?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Like serial killers, like is like a real fear, like that could actually happen. But the portals is like it could actually happen, but like it's unlikely. But also at the same time, how do you get out of that situation? At least if you meet a serial killer in the wrong situation, you're just dead.
Right.
Like that doesn't. I don't want that to happen either. But
At least you're in your own dimension.
Have either of you ever seen the TV show Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction?
I haven't, but I love pushing up roses on YouTube, and she does a million reviews on that.
I think
that's the one. That's the one with my boy from Star Trek, right? Is that the one with
Jonathan Frakes? Yeah,
Jonathan Frakes. Yeah.
He took over season 2 to. He was the host for season 2 to 5, and somebody else was the host for season 1. But
I think
it's on Amazon Prime and Tubi. But it's a great show, and it's kind of like it's kind of like a more modern version of Twilight, or Twilight Zone. And so in the show, they have different little short skits that they do, and at the end, they tell you which stories happened and which ones didn't. And that what we were previously talking about, the time loops and things, reminded me of one of the stories that they had on there. And they called it The Monster in the Closet. And it ended up getting debunked, obviously. But so basically, it took them I think it was 25 years to figure out what happened to this kid. But
what happened?
Basically, the one little boy kept saying that he had a monster in his closet and it was going to come and get it. So his older brother, being the jerk that he was, him and his friends decided to gang up on the younger kid. So his brother locked himself in the closet, the older brother, to prove that there was no monster in the closet, and the kid vanished. Totally vanished. And they couldn't figure out for the longest time. Yeah, the kid, the older brother, locked himself in the closet to prove to the younger brother that there was no monster in the closet. But then the kid in the closet disappeared without a trace. And it took them so long to figure out how this kid did it.
Was he David Copperfield? Was that like the origin story of Chris Angel or one of those guys?
Well, in the show, they said that the kid was never seen again. But in reality, he was found at his friend's house. And how he did it was he had a fake wall with a trap door.
Oh, that kid's so rad.
When he was in the closet, he moved the fake wall and he went through the door and then closed the wall behind him. So nobody knew what happened to him. It was like a hatch up in the ceiling of the closet. So he went up through the closet and out through the attic and went over to his friend's house. Okay, but that's how they did it.
But who was the monster in the closet?
Well, his asshole big brother.
A monster in the closet. Yeah,
it was just is he just being a dick the whole time?
It was elaborate running away plan I've ever heard.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah. And the only reason I think the only
reason a new way to sneak out.
I think the only reason that they found him was because the friend ended up ratting him out because obviously his the friend's parents didn't know the kid was there. So the kid was taking double food to eat for lunches and dinners and things. And finally the mom was like, why is he eating so much? Yeah. He was like, why is he eating so much? And I guess she walked in on the kid and found that the other kid was there. And she's like, oh my God, everybody in the she's looking for you.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
But yeah. So the monster in the closet was just the kid's older brother being a dick, like Jane said.
He's very dedicated to
But-
that, though.
Right? That's an
Yeah,
elaborate.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like. I mean,
It's
it's
like,
kind of
where's
like
older brother ever award there?
Exactly. Fortunately, my
it's
brothers
kind of
weren't
like
that
Jim
bad. Goodness.
Carrey in what was it? The last Dumb and Dumber movie where Lloyd sat catatonic in a nursing home for 20 years
Oh,
just
yeah.
to be like,
I remember
gotcha.
That's like
Oh, you.
serious
That movie was
dedication, man.
hilarious. I'm
That
telling
is
you, man.
cool.
That is pranked at its finest.
Right. Well,
But
Well, I was just
I
thought
don't-
you were going to be
I
like
I
some
don't think I
homeless
have
guy
that
was
kind of
in and out of the
patience for a
house.
payoff.
it's been about
No.
what over a decade since that
No.
episode came out. I feel like somebody should check and make sure that older brother, grown up older brother, isn't fucking a serial killer now or something.
Yeah, seriously.
Actually, the story you're thinking of happened in Ohio, I think. There was a guy
one?
named Daniel something that was living in the walls of somebody's
Oh, that's
house.
what I was saying. Yeah, no, that's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, fucking, there was a bunch of homeless people apparently last winter in my basement, and I didn't know about it until I heard the maintenance guy come in to fix it. He's like, "You guys got to leave," and I could hear it clear as day, like through the vents. So that means they were doing. I never saw the movie Parasite, but I'm assuming that's the plot of Parasite. Like apparently there was people camped out in my basement all winter. I don't mind, it's cold, but it's creepy that I could hear them clear as day. So they were like down there Anne Frank style, fucking no talking.
Oh my gosh. Seriously.
Yeah, that's like a thing now. I think they call it like Frogger or something, where these people like move into your house and you don't know they're there, and they
Yeah,
like
that's
live in your attic and shit, or their walls, and then they come out whenever you're not here and they steal your food. I know
Well,
that there was one guy that had a lady living in his freaking cabinet above his refrigerator.
I
Oh my
saw
God.
that.
I never
I saw
knew she
that.
was
I saw
there.
that clip. Oh man! Well, you should just title this episode "All of Your Deepest Fears Are True and They're Coming to Get You." Jeez.
Guys, seriously.
As,
Well, there's-
again, like you started off
what's
talking
more
about
chaotic
serial
than
killers,
this?
and like everything else is way scarier.
Well, I mean, I did try to warn you that we have ADHD, and some of our
Oh.
topics do get out there
Oh,
sometimes.
It's perfect. That's what, like when I hang out with my friends, we start on one thing and it goes a tangent to a tangent to a tangent, and then we're talking about like I don't know Dutch economic systems or something. I'm like, weren't we talking about Marvel movies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we
I
get
mean, if you
weird.
want to go back to cornfields, I got a story for that one too.
Bring it on. I want to hear it.
Scary as shit, though.
No, this one's actually funny. It's not scary. Well, I mean, I guess it is kind of scary because it involves a DUI on her part, but
I mean, it would be the
so-
first time the cornfield story wasn't scary. Cornfields are just inherently scary. But
They are. Oh my God.
well, I mean, this one could be scary if you're the one driving through the cornfield because she said that this was actually a friend of mine and it was her aunt's story that they told to me one day. I'm not going to mention any names, but the aunt and the aunt's friend had just gotten out of jail and they had, I guess, gone to a party or something. They were trying to drive home and they were completely trashed. And the friend was driving and she's trying to tell this story. And all I hear out of her story is, I don't know how the hell the sign got in a car, officer. All I remember was Little Town Cornfield, Little Town Cornfield, Little Town Cornfield, roundabout. Who the fuck puts a roundabout in the middle of a cornfield?
Oh my gosh.
So instead of going around the roundabout, she went through the roundabout, and that's how the sign got in the car because she went through it. And she was driving
my
down
gosh.
the street with the sign hanging out the window.
Oh
And
my
that's how the
God.
cop pulled her over.
Oh my God.
She was like,
so
not
this would explain
only
why there was a cornfield in the roundabout.
Yeah, seriously.
A tiny cornfield.
she's like, not only did I drive through a sign in the middle of a cornfield with a roundabout, but I also got pulled over in the middle of a cornfield with a roundabout.
Oh my God. Which means she was on a road surrounded by
Like,
cornfields and couldn't quite understand what was happening. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it. We could have just gone straight through that cornfield instead of taking a right.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
If you're ever in that situation, I guarantee you that's not the right answer.
Exactly.
Best
We
possible thing would be you get pulled over by the cops with a sign in your car.
yeah. We
I mean, I pulled a cop over once in a school bus because I got lost.
oh my gosh, I was 8 months pregnant and had to flag down a cop to help me with my car that wouldn't go any further. Because my transmission died on a hill, and I was like 8.5 months pregnant, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do in the middle of traffic. The cop pulled up behind me, and I was like, "Hey, help!" Worked out in my favor.
That didn't involve a cornfield. It doesn't
No,
count.
no cornfields. No. But she said flag down a cop. Well,
Okay.
we did. So my grandparents, we had an anniversary party for them one time, and we were there, and it was like all of my brothers, myself, my best friend, and we're sitting there, and we were like, "Oh, we want to go to the haunted mill." So it is now Kim's Crypt Haunted Mill. She's been on our show. At the time, she hadn't bought it yet, so we were like, "We want to go to we want to go to Kim's Crypt." And my cousin, who is from Gettysburg, was like, "Oh, it's like 10 minutes from here, or however long." She's like, "Just go down this road, you'll basically find it." We drove for like 35 minutes through cornfields. We could not find anything. It's pitch black. There are cornfields everywhere. And I'm on the phone with my brother, like, "Dude, do you know where we are?" Because we didn't have GPS at the time, wasn't a thing. And he's like, "I have no idea." He's like, "We're just gonna keep driving until we hit something." And we ended up finding it. But it was just, we're like, we are so far off base. We don't know where we are. What's going
Pennsylvania
on.
is hell for that.
Nothing ever happens. Nothing good ever happens in a cornfield. Ask Stephen King. Jeez.
Exactly.
We don't need corn syrup that bad.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
like, how many people every time you pass a cornfield are like, "Oh God, the children are coming."
Right.
I mean,
well, that's a thought. It's pitch black.
Stephen
The moon
King
is the only
ruined
light.
cornfields,
Right.
and he ruined pet cemeteries. He ruined clowns.
To be fair,
my gosh.
Final Destination ruined just about everything else.
Oh, I know. Jeez.
Oh my god, I just saw a trailer for like the legacy one or whatever that's supposed to be coming up.
I can't wait.
I want to see it, but I'm
I
like,
want to see it so bad.
the trailer I saw, like this dad steps on glass in his yard and falls, and then the lawnmower takes him out. So yeah, and there's like the teenage daughter's just screaming.
That whole series could just be called "Hey, look at stuff that you didn't know you were afraid of."
Right, exactly. Regular household items.
Or Dead Like Me.
I love that show.
I love Dead Like Me.
Yeah.
They're gonna make they're making all these reboots. They're gonna reboot Dead Like Me. I'd watch the hell out of that.
Oh my god, yes. Wait, hold on. I have to look at it because that's the one with Mandy Patinkin, right?
Oh yeah.
I think
with the
and nobody
I
ever
think it had Ellen Muth too.
I know they made a movie.
She died with the toilet.
Right.
Yeah.
From an airplane, right? Or space.
Who the hell dies?
Yeah, it fell off an airplane. Yeah. That's what she said. But that's where I was introduced to. I think his name is Callum Blue, and he's also in The Tudors, but he's actually really cool. I love that show.
Yeah. Oh, if anything, you guys gave me a whole bunch of ideas for things to obtain legally and watch.
Oh well. We're good for something. What can I say?
Yeah. I mean, we're thriving in chaos. There's nothing more chaotic than everything we've talked about. Cornfields apparently are chaotic.
Oh
my
geez.
gosh.
I mean,
every time I drive through one now,
I'm
gonna get, tossed off into a portal somewhere because that's where my brain is definitely gonna go.
See, we didn't get a lot of cornfields in Maine, except like the random ones that pop up on I-95, apparently. But but at least when my friends ask go camping, I know it's not in the cornfield. So.
Yeah, no, definitely not. That's all I'm gonna think about though. We'll drive up to my grandparents' house and be like, "Oh,
you got cornfields where you come from? Oh, I'm sorry."
Well, so I'm actually outside of Baltimore, but my grandparents are in Pennsylvania, and there are cornfields up that way. So that's gonna be fun the next time we go up there.
Well, between that and the new Final Destination movie, you got plenty of things that you didn't know you were supposed to be afraid of.
This is fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
Stella, you're the kind of person they could literally cut your arm off and you'd be like, "It's okay. I got another one.
It's only a flesh wound.
This is fine. Totally fine." But it's okay. I'm the same way.
Yeah, Monty Python. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. They could literally cut my arm off and I'd be like, "Oh well, at least it wasn't the one I write with."
Well, for what it's worth, my mom actually had her left leg amputated, and I was like, "It's okay. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, we're just gonna move along." And she's freaking out because it's her leg, so she's freaking out. And I'm
Which is
just
the
like,
appropriate response to
Yeah.
you know,
whereas I'm like, it's okay, ma. And I'm like trying to like soften the blow. It's okay, ma. Like, we're gonna figure it out. We'll do what we need to do. And she's like, my life is over and all this other stuff. She's very independent. Not so much the last year of her life, but she was like, my life is over. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And she had a lot of self-image issues. And it was just like, it's okay. We're gonna figure it out. Like, it's all good. You got me, you got dad. It's cool.
you're much
Yeah.
better at this. If somebody that happened to one of my friends would be like, well, at least it's not a hand.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
put a lot of things up with your toes. Like,
Right.
At least you didn't tell her to
that's
just
not
keep
all the life,
swimming.
by the way.
Yeah. Oh god, she probably would have slapped me across the face. Um she'd been like, you know what?
She'd be like, I'm not a stupid blue fish.
But she was one of those, we'd go to amusement parks and she would get a scooter anyways because she had mobility issues, and she would like book it across the amusement park because it was the only time she was ever faster than us.
Right?
So-
I do the same thing. I feel her
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah. Well, so like, and then she ended up in a wheelchair, and we were like, haha, now you have to be slow like us.
Oh, jeez. Make me feel
Or
better
fast.
about my shitty cheer people up skills.
Well, so she is actually like the queen of a morbid sense of humor. So every time we made a bad joke like that, she would find it quite funny.
That sounds like my mom.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of like me. I'm the
Yeah.
kind of person that laughs at a funeral, and I'm pretty sure Stella is too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I come from a lot of Irish werewolf suck. So like a good Irish wake, you're supposed to laugh at a funeral, get a little drunk,
Exactly.
try not to
Yeah.
blow something
I
up.
mean,
You can't set me with my brothers though at a funeral. You have to separate us or it's gonna get bad. And it's really my sisters-in-law. Like, those are the ones you have to separate me from. It's fine.
Yeah, man. Starting to make sense why we all do what we do.
And
Yeah, I know.
you're
You know what? It makes
probably
sense.
gonna want to
I'm hearing
separate
it
us.
now. I like it sounds very familiar to my family.
Oh.
So I'm like, just starting to realize it's not what normal people do.
Well, I mean, I feel like it makes us the normal people because we can lighten a difficult situation
Right?
like
Yeah.
that.
Well, who wants to be normal? They're boring as fuck.
Oh, seriously. That's like
Being
being
normal
perfect.
is
Who wants to do
vastly
that?
overrated.
Right?
Seriously.
Dude.
This is normal. This is
Although,
our normal.
Yeah, well, talking
Has
about
anybody ever
parallel
noticed?
universes and serial killers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so much fun.
Has anybody ever noticed that, like, I don't understand how the popular kids become popular because there's more outcasts than there are popular people. So
Mhm.
how'd they become popular if there's more of us than there are them?
I mean, selling drugs is. I mean, never mind.
I don't know.
Well, they better be that good.
We're still recording, aren't we? No.
It's fine. There's a statute of limitations on that, right? But yeah, though they're just kidding.
I
I
feel
don't know
like
how that
we're
even
gonna have to go
happens, like-
study law after this episode.
Well, if you end
feel
up getting your law degree, I'm going to make you come back and write an article for the magazine.
I kept telling her she needs to write more for you.
Well, in all fairness,
she's good.
I mean,
at
I
it.
wasn't kidding. I really do want somebody to write an article on why the target demographic for true crime is you guys. I feel like I'm not, the right gender to write that article. So.
believe it or
That's-
not, our entire audience is full men. Like
well,
35 to 65 is our audience, men.
well,
We have very
Really?
few women that actually watch us.
oh shit, that's my
Like
target
on
demographic.
Facebook, on Facebook, our demographic is kind of a little more evenly split, where it's like 40-60, but like
Right.
YouTube is all guys. All guys.
I also think that like once because we're not yet on Apple Podcasts, but I have a feeling once we get on Apple Podcasts, that'll definitely change. I think like our podcast audience will definitely be more diverse.
Well, you got to rename it to something like "How to Get Away with Killing Your Husband." That'll get
Just be like hashtag how to get away with murder.
No, then we
Which
get into
my husband
copyright
tells
problems.
me I'm not allowed. My husband tells me I'm not allowed to watch that show for obvious reasons.
Well,
It's
I
like a
don't
party
keep track
pooper.
I don't keep track of all those new shit. There's literally one that's called. They just cut to the chase. They're like, "How to Get Away with Murder."
Yeah. Viola Davis is in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I thought this was a
Yeah.
true crime.
Oh no. It's just a regular, like a fiction show.
Right.
Yeah. Although, I don't know. Sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction these days.
Oh, that's true in so many ways. It's
Don't get
crazy.
me
to
I
think
think the
started on
truth
that.
is harder to explain.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
But
Fun stuff. Fun
yeah, I
stuff.
think I told all my good stories. I
Yeah.
got a couple other
Yeah.
ones, but
We
loaded
could
on
say
what's that?
we could literally sit here and talk forever. We really could.
Yeah.
Like that's usually how it ends. We end
Yeah.
up talking forever.
A lot of our episodes, like, if we
Although
don't catch it in time, like, we will actually go overtime just because we talk the whole time.
Right.
Not just us 2, but, like, we're just, like, it's like the conversation is flowing and the stories are so good that you don't wanna stop talking.
No. Well, hopefully I
we're
did a good
actually
job.
Absolutely.
no,
Good.
no, God, you were so terrible, James.
All
How
right,
dare
scrap
you have product our audience demands?
the right.
No.
Which I'll actually leave the link for your merch in the description with our merch links, so we can
Well,
sell you some magazines, sir. And I
Oh.
suppose in my spare time I could go back to writing for you.
Thank you. I've been
Since
trying
I
to tell her
just
that for a
got a
while.
shit ton of new true crime books.
Oh, there you go. Anything?
Yeah,
Anything
well,
in
there's just so I'm shareable, but I can only be shared so many ways. Okay. Everybody wants me these days. It's so hard being a celebrity. Oh, speaking of which, I
I
had
don't know
my
what that's
first
like.
stalker, guys.
Oh, geez.
Well,
Is that what
actually,
was
I think
happening?
actually, I think I have technically a second stalker, but I'm getting up there in the world. I'm still having I'm still having thoughts of whether or not I should be offended or, flattered that somebody has impersonated me and like spam liked all of my pictures and videos and everything else on all of my platforms.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Same
that's
person,
awesome.
unfortunately, but hey, I'm not going to knock it. Although,
I'm
do
a
you
little
think
annoyed.
I
I
should be
just realized
scared?
I don't
Because,
have a
like,
stalker.
I do not have, nor do I want one, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, I don't. It doesn't sound like a good thing.
That sounds awful.
well, I mean, it's not like I was accepting applications, guys.
Right.
I mean, it
I
sounds
didn't-
like
I
maybe
didn't.
you were.
I can't help it. People want what they want, man.
Give the people what they want, Rebel.
Right.
You know what? Just let them eat cake, okay? That's what they can do. They can just go eat cake like Marie Antoinette.
Yeah.
Damn it! I want cake now. Okay.
I love
You're
cake.
welcome.
We have to go to the store. Oh, I just thought of another. I just thought of another interesting thing about it turns out that one of our writers, I think she wrote around the same time you were writing. Turns out she got arrested. She was the bucket list killer in Australia.
Oh
I
my
don't,
gosh.
I
No
don't, I don't
wonder
know
she
if
was so good at writing about serial killers.
right. Well, the Australian police ended up actually like buying all whatever amount of magazines to use in the trial. So
Was she writing about
I
the kills that she was doing?
honestly I should have looked this up. I should have reread her articles before I mean, I think you can go on you can go on Google and just type in bucket list killer.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Right. Feel like she would have,
Oh,
but so
bucket list.
I hear that
How
they do
does
stuff
one
like that
kill
though.
per bucket list? Now I have to
oh,
read it because that's just fascinating.
oh no, see now you can write an article about her.
There you
It'll
go.
I
I'll go
probably
full
will.
except don't kill anybody because it
I'm
doesn't.
like the poster child.
Yeah, that doesn't bode well.
We don't need to start like a revolving door of people writing articles for the magazine
And also murdering people at the same
and then
time.
murdering people, and then somebody else writes about them, and it happens all over again. I don't want that
It's
kind of
okay.
publicity.
It's okay. I have like 5 different aliases now, and my signature's never the same, so they'll never catch me. It's cool.
Well, don't tell them you're playing on the internet.
We're recording, Rebel.
When I got back from Ireland last year, my dad got me a 23andMe for Christmas, and I'm like, first of all, this is how they caught the Golden State Killer.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think I'm on a list, but our family's, you know, and also if it turns out I'm Dutch, it's going to ruin St. Patrick's Day. Turns out
Why not?
70%. Turns out 70% Irish, so I'm good. Didn't ruin St. Patty's.
That's funny. So I actually had my whole life thinking I was like mostly Scottish. Turns out I am, which I am because it's all like broad UK.
Yeah.
But it also turns out that I am very heavily Irish as well. And that little Scottish piece of you is just like, oh,
Well, I feel like Scotland,
that's all right.
Scotland and Ireland are basically the same. They just
Yeah.
Scotland did Braveheart before us, but
Now,
Yeah.
there was a time, not so much.
By the way, I'll give the best advice that my friend gave me before I went. Don't order an Irish car bomb in Ireland. It's like ordering a 911 in New York City.
Oh,
Which I would have been like Guinness, whiskey. What's the only other Irishy type drink I can think of? Yeah.
yeah. Oh gosh, that's a very good point. Maybe don't do that. That's funny.
Also, they
And
don't
with
like us
that,
American. They're like, fuck off. You're American.
Like, get out of here with your weird self.
Right. Wouldn't necessarily
we
recommend
have
leaving the
reached the end
country.
of our hour, guys.
Well, that went fast.
Are you telling me
You
to
guys-
shut up right now?
You guys are great interviewers.
No.
Yeah.
I know,
Well, like we said,
right?
it's just we just like to have conversations with people. It's just easier to call it an interview.
It flows great. Thank you.
Yeah.
It sounds more professional if you call it an interview,
Right,
but
right.
it's really just a couple of true crime junkies and horror junkies that like to talk.
Yeah.
Right. And I like that all the tangents led up. I thought didn't we start this talking about Marvel movies?
I don't know
Um,
what we were talking about.
All back to
honestly.
like, nah, never mind. It was a call back to 3 tangents ago.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. The ADHD is what makes us so great because we can't stay on topic to save our lives.
That
Like,
makes for 1,000 really
the
good.
In the beginning, when we first started the show back in January, we were all about tried to make the whole show on topic with the guests. But then it just felt really stale and kind of monotone, and we couldn't really have a lot of
Yeah.
fun doing it that way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we were just like,
That's
we'll
the way
let
to
you
do it.
promote what you want to promote, and the conversation goes where it goes. We just go with the flow.
Yeah. So at least we start talking about your actual material, and then we just kind of flow from there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
We had to start doing that because of, like I said, Anthony is really great. He sends us all of his people,
Mhm.
but like I can't have an entire timeline full of Killer Pizza and Friday the 13th Blood Loss.
Yeah.
So, because there's only so many times and so many ways you can talk about the same movies.
Yeah. So you're talking
So,
about the people.
unless you do a
right,
whole podcast
so-
just on movies.
Yeah.
so to
Exactly.
prevent, people getting tired of seeing the same things over and over, we started switching it up. I'll be like, oh, so this is the movie you're here because of, but now tell us what else you're working on.
Right.
It seems to be working. So everybody that comes on the show can't wait to come back. And most of them are beating down the doors. We are literally booked until
so booked.
September.
Well, good. There you go. Hey.
Like our Saturdays alone are booked until November 22nd. And our Sundays and Thursdays are booked until the first week of September.
Yeah.
Well, I know we had to reschedule a couple of times. Me because I forgot that. Oh, what was it? Like I made the super thing. We were going to do it the day after St. Patty's Day. And for
Oh,
you,
yeah.
I think it was Super Bowl was the first one you were scheduled
Super Bowl.
for.
And you WrestleMania. So
Yeah, nobody comes between me and WrestleMania. That's a holiday in my house. That's
Right.
like Christmas to us.
oh,
That's funny.
I got to meet Rowdy, my favorite wrestler twice, Roddy Piper. Like,
Oh,
nice.
yeah, I liked him.
That's awesome.
He was in a zombie movie that I saw the other day. I think it was called Wrestlers versus Zombies. It was like him and Kurt Angle and Matt Hardy and a couple others.
wow, I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to go get that by legal methods.
I think it's on Tubi, actually. I think that's where I saw it. Was Tubi or maybe Shudder, something like that.
I feel like you can find anything on Tubi right now.
Right.
Right.
Oh, I love
Tubi's the
Shudder.
best
I was so pissed off. Like every Halloween, I look forward to the new VHS movie and the new Creepshow season. And damn it, nobody told me they canceled Creepshow last year. So,
Oh no.
I know. Shudder has them all.
I know.
I was so-
Jeez.
It was like so good, though. It was
It
such
was
a
so
good
good.
show.
It was like that perfect anthology between not taking yourself too seriously and Creepshow.
Yeah, it was like fun and funny and scary at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, I
Remind
mean, I
me-
guess it's scary to normal people, but to people like us, it was just funny.
especially that episode where Ted Raimi goes on public television and they actually got the Necronomicon and they got like Bob Ross killing a deadite Sherry Lewis at the Antique Roadshow. Why did they cancel that show? Damn it.
Actually, everybody seems to think that like Murder She Wrote and Bob Ross were both serial killers, and
Oh,
he painted the location where he hid all the bodies, and she just wrote about them all.
Oh yeah, no. If I was rich somehow, if I got like won the lottery, I would waste my money on Stephen King. I would reboot. I'd buy the rights to Murder She Wrote, and it'd be like she's like got an X-Men Stephen King superpower because it seems like everywhere she goes, she not only has like a new family member out of the blue, but also like I want to reboot it, but I want her to be like. Turns out she killed them all, and she's just using her like psychic powers to convince the people to, shit.
I like
All
that.
right, I'm never winning the lottery. If anybody feel free to steal my idea and do it.
But at least credit you a little bit.
I don't care as long as they message me and let me know that they're doing it.
Just so you can watch it.
After the fact, so I can watch it.
Well, we definitely appreciate you being here, James. This was pretty fun. We had a great interview.
Well, thank you. I have signed interview. It's conversation.
Yeah, see? Conversation.
Hey, I'm learning. But yeah, I know you got a thing you got to do, and I got to go do. I got to go watch all these things that you recommended.
We talked about, yeah.
Right.
Well,
that sounds pretty good now too.
But you have fun with all of that. We will see you next time. And on that note, we are